good morning people. How are you? This is the Lion of Zim coming. Today I've visited a very good friend, very good colleague, a gentleman and a half. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. It will be an engaging video, very informative, so please make sure you check the video up to the end. I'll just introduce my guest for today, Mr. Paul Faranda. How are you, sir?
How are you, Nicoleko? Nice to see you here. Welcome to my house, mate. And I hope you've been introduced to the cat here, Chester. He's the king of the house, my friend.
Hello, fellas. This is the cat, Chester. Looks like a baby lion cat. Look at it.
The lion of Canningvale.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. Today we have got the lion of Canningvale. Oh, take me with him, please, Mr. Faranda. Can I lift him up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Chester, look at the photo, Chester. Yeah, thank you. He wants to go down. Okay, yeah, Mr. Faranda is here just making us a kappa. They call it kappa here.
You want white and one?
White, yeah, white and one. I will have tea, please. I'm not that much of a heavy coffee drinker.
Never have been, have you?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to show people the outside of your house. Can I just?
Of course you can.
Yeah. Okay, fellas, I'll just take you. We are in the living area. It's an open plan living area, kitchen, dining room. Let me see. You know this.
Childproof, mate.
I'm on the wrong side. Yeah. Okay, there we are. This is the outside area, as you can see. So you can have this place, just sit here. This I think it's a water fountain. Yeah, I think it should be, but it's very decorative. And what I like about this place is they have a swimming pool. They have a swimming pool. Imagine Australia is hot, well protected. It's a covered swimming pool. So after work, you can come here and just have, on a weekend when you're off, you can just come here and have a swim. Unfortunately, it's covered just to prevent leaves and stuff. Look at the backyard. So much ground. So much ground. It's very rare these days to get a house that has got so much backyard. Apparently he bought this house a while ago, and he's mortgage free now, which means he owns the house fully. He's not paying anything for it. Look at the trees, lemon. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. This is artificial lawn. It's good because then you don't have to work on it that much. Yeah, I like the this is the side of the house. Look at the glasses. I'll tell you later, guys, why I'm showing you this house. People will be like, why is he showing us his house? But it will all make sense later. So this is the backyard. Huge backyard and big windows, so there's so much light going into the house. Okay, let's just take the backyard there. This is the backyard, starting from the pool all the way there. That's a very big backyard. Okay, we have finished. Now we go back in. You saw the living area, TV there. Just sit here, relax and enjoy. Sit there and have your lunch. This is all I will show you guys. Maybe show you the entrance as well. Come through this way. Just look at the wooden floors, original, and the fake ones, you know those ones, but these ones are originals. Tasmanian oak, yeah. Tasmanian. And the rooms are very big here, guys. This is the kitchen. Just look at it. This is the owner, Paul. Okay, Paul, we are having coffee. We'll catch up with you after the coffee. No, I actually saw my favorite thing, the lemon outside. I'll go get one lemon. Okay, we'll continue with the video after our coffee, people. Thank you. Yeah, welcome back. I'm still sitting here with Paul, just having a one-on-one, discussing a wide range of things. Welcome back, Paul. Just tell us about yourself. Growing up, upbringing.
Obviously, my name's Paul. My grandparents came here in the 1950s after World War II. And it was quite tough times then, and my parents were both born here in Australia, so I am full Aussie, Nicoleko, just like you are now. So I've grown up here, and I've travelled a lot during my life, and yeah, I'm here to just tell you a little bit about my story, because I've got quite a long story, but we'll just cut it short.
Okay, yeah. Just you will go uninterrupted, Paul. Just tell us about your background, youth, maybe add a little bit of others. Just cut things short.
Yeah.
And your travels.
So I grew up in the hills. I was quite lucky as a kid. I had the motorbikes, the guns, all the stuff that kids would love to do when they're young. And obviously things these days are a lot different. We wouldn't be doing the same thing with our kids these days, but we got up to a lot of mischief, and I kind of grew up at a time where things were very easy here, in the world in general. I've been lucky enough to travel a lot. I started travelling when I was quite young. I was 20 when I started going overseas, and probably one of the lucky ones to be able to do that and see a lot about other countries and other cultures. I travelled to Europe the first time I went away. I wanted to go and see where my grandparents came from in Sicily, and I spent some time there. Come home, and I set myself up to be able to do it more often.
For someone who doesn't know, where is Sicily?
So Sicily is the island at the bottom of Italy, which a lot of people call the football. It's at the boot. So we have like a 10-kilometre gap between the mainland and the island. Very beautiful place, very beautiful. If you get the chance to go, you should go.
Okay, carry on, Mr.
Yeah, so I was 23. I met the love of my life when I was 23, and I got married quite young. I was 25 when I got married. I met the woman of my life. She was the perfect lady for me, and we got married after a few years of going out and getting engaged. Travelled a lot. We travelled a hell of a lot. Like, we continued on what I was doing already. She loved doing too. So we kind of we did do a lot of travel.
In some of your travels, have you ever been to Africa?
I have, Nicoleko. I went in 2016. Oh, actually, no, 2004 was the first time I went to Africa. That was Egypt.
Oh.
I went to Egypt because my late wife Philomena loved Egypt. She was studying archaeology at some point at high school, and unfortunately she didn't carry on with it. But she wanted to go and see all that stuff, and we spent a lot of time there. We spent a lot of time in Rome, just having a look at all these old ancient artifacts and buildings. But Egypt was the first time I went to Africa. I went there again back in 2016. Did a tour, went to Zimbabwe, which is where you're from.
Did you? You've never told me this.
Oh yeah, I went there. It's a great place. Went to Victoria Falls there, and
wow.
Then after that went to Kenya and Tanzania. So I've done quite a bit of Africa.
You have been to Africa, yes.
Yeah, beautiful place.
East and Southern Africa. So you've been to Southern Africa. You've been to East Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you do game when you were out there in Kenya? Or?
I did a safari, started in Kenya, and we finished up in Tanzania.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was about, I think it was nearly 3 weeks we did that for.
What was the experience like?
Oh, amazing. I thought I'd never see a lion kill a wildebeest, but I saw the first time in Kenya. And apparently the guide that I was with said we were very lucky to witness what we just witnessed, because you have to be in that right place at the right time.
Yes.
It just happened that we were driving through. There was our driver and myself and my partner. We were driving through, and she noticed that there were some lions laying under a tree, and they were looking at something. And you know, cats as they are, they were ready. They were on the hunt. And we looked down further across, and we've seen about 20 wildebeest walking down towards the lake. So he said, let's just sit here and wait, because something's about to happen. And sure enough, it did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite confronting. I remember my partner, she was quite upset at the time. It's very confronting to see, and to see an animal get taken down in the wild like that.
And you can't do anything. You just watch.
It's nature.
Yeah.
As I said to her, this is the cycle of life, you know, and that's how they survive. And then, yes, we were lucky enough to see another one in Tanzania. Maybe it was probably 2 weeks later. But yeah, it was amazing. I had an amazing time. We camped a bit. Woke up one morning to giraffes eating from a tree above our tent.
What was your opinion? I'm quite interested to find out what you thought of Zim when you went. Which year was that?
That would have been 2016.
Okay, 2016. What was your thought about Zimbabwe?
Okay, well, I went specifically to go to Victoria Falls. That was my plan. And when I was there, I was actually quite amazed at how beautiful. Like, you see photos, you see video of these waterfalls, and you do not realise how big they are. They're huge. Yeah, I don't know. You can't describe it. You know? You've probably been there yourself.
I have been.
Yeah.
This is a place that should be on your tick list. You definitely have to get there to experience and to understand how beautiful this place is. Victoria Falls, in the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia. You can see it from the Zambian side. You can see it from the Zimbabwean side. You will be the judge which one is the best outlook.
And I couldn't really. I've been to Niagara Falls before as well, and I couldn't. They're both different. Niagara Falls, Victoria Falls.
Yes, it's hard
both
to compare.
So beautiful, and just the scale, the size is just incredible.
So during these travels, were you working, or you were off days or leave? How did you manage to travel?
I was lucky. I worked for Telstra. I started when I was 18 years old, so I built up quite a lot of long service and annual leave. Back in the day, we were allowed to accumulate annual leave, and we used to get RDOs as well. So if you accumulated RDOs, we could use that as leave, which was one of the things here in Australia we were lucky to have. I think these days we don't really get that fortunate with RDOs. Some businesses do it, but most government agencies, and I was lucky. I started working for which was telecom back when I started, and it was a federal government job, and we had all the benefits like the long service entitlements, the leave, the RDOs. And we were able to use that all as opportunities to travel, and I did. I made the most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Long story short, worked for Telstra. You visited Egypt with your wife, and tell us more.
Okay. So unfortunately, I was. Would have been back in 2006, early 2006. My wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and she, at the time, wasn't given a long time to live. I remember, actually, it's like yesterday sometimes, the doctor told her it had spread to her liver and she maybe had 1 year to live. And me being as hard-headed as I am, I wasn't going to accept that, and nor was she. So we got some second opinions, and we ended up having to travel to Sydney to get a second opinion. She had surgery here to remove the tumour, the ovarian tumour, and we had to wait. I think it was, from memory, it was about 6 weeks, so she could have the follow-up surgery to do a liver resection, which was quite a big operation, and even that we didn't know if she was going to get through that. But the doctor we'd seen for the second opinion said, you really have no choice. You either do it or you like they said, you've got 12 months, and that was it. So we made the decision as a couple, and it was hard. It was very hard. As a 29-year-old, she was only 29 at the time. Do we want to go through that and maybe explore other options? And we decided that was the way we were going to go. And fortunately, it worked out. It all worked out. The liver resection gave her, maybe it was 2 years of cancer-free. She did have some chemo in between, but fortunately for us, we were able to travel still. And that's why we continued to do what we were doing, which we were fortunate in that way. Yeah, it was maybe 2 years later the cancer came back in her spleen. So then, yeah, at that time it was kind of, we go through the same thing again. It's another big operation. You know, removing a spleen is it's like a traumatic surgery. We actually had the head of Royal Perth Trauma, Dr. Rao. He was very famous and still is, I believe. He did a liver resection, so he said, I'll do the spleen removal. Again, it was going to be a touch and go operation, but we didn't have much choice again. So we went through that, and she survived that. More chemo. That was probably another year and a half after that is when it came back for a third time. But unfortunately, this, like the third time, was kind of it was into her lymph glands by this point, and it was just by this time she had to just have chemo and just wait and see what happened. Unfortunately, yeah, she passed away in February 2013. So, yeah.
So sorry, man, to hear that. It's a traumatic experience.
It was, and we were being quite young going through that. Like I said, 29 when she got it. She was 36 when she passed away. I remember something she vividly said to me before she passed away, because we'd done so much. And she said, Paul, we've done more than what a lot of 65-year-old people have done in their life. Yeah, and we were 36.
It's good that you managed to give her that travel experience, to see the places that were on her bucket list.
Yeah, and in a way, I think that kept her going for longer. I think it gave her that incentive to keep living and enjoying the life. We had some bad times. Obviously, it was hard sometimes during chemo and after surgery, but she was the strongest person I ever know. Like, I don't reckon I could have gone through one of those operations. Look, there's people out there that have been through worse. I mean, I remember another thing she said about kids. You know, we see kids in the kids' hospital that have cancer, and they don't even get to see 10 years of age. And for us to do what we did in our lifetime, it's a blessing. Incredible.
Yes. Yeah, it's a sad story, people, and that maybe shows us that if we can, let's donate to some of these organizations, like cancer,
blood donations,
and stuff. You might never know; it might help someone in need.
Oh, it's huge! It is huge.
And then that's 2013 onwards. What have you done?
Okay, so obviously I had a 6-month period there where I just did not want to do anything. I was lucky. I've got a big family. I've got 2 brothers, 2 sisters, mum and dad, and I've got a big network of cousins and uncles and aunties. They all got me through. I mean, at the time, you don't realise how much of a hole you're in. I was in a big hole. Some mornings I didn't want to get out of bed, you know, and I had a couple of my best mates. They dragged me out. You know, if they had to literally drag me, they would. And I'm grateful for them for doing that. Rocco's one and Guido's another one. I'll mention their names because they know how much they helped me over that time. And getting me out, that's what got me back into, okay, I've got to keep going. You know, I know she told me before she passed away, do not spend time moping around. She didn't want me to spend time going to the cemetery every day like a lot of people do. I actually did that. And I'll be honest, I did that for 6 months, and it was the wrong thing to do because she didn't want me to do that. And once I got snapped out of that, I started to get back on the aeroplane again. And I remember the first trip, Nicolette, the first time I got on that plane was the hardest thing I did. Just getting to that airport and knowing I was going by myself.
Without her, yes.
Yeah, it was tough. But I had a goal on that trip, and I had a friend living in Thailand, and I actually went to Sicily. First off, I went there to see family, and my dad accompanied me. He wanted to make sure I was going to be okay, and he did. He was great. My dad, he's another one that I've looked up to my whole life. Having him there probably pushed me even more. And I had a friend that was living in Thailand. She was working with tigers at a tiger temple, and she needed help. She said, "Look, on your way back, can you stop over, come and meet the tigers?" Because my late wife always wanted to go there and see them. She loved cats. The cat you just met, Chester, he was her cat.
Oh, okay.
He was her chemo cat. He used to keep her company when she was home. So we went, on the way back, Dad made me stop and go and see my friend. He said, "You go and go catch up with your friends, stay here a week, just go meet the tigers, hang out there and just do that for a week and see how you go." I didn't really want to do it. Honestly, I did not want to do it. I didn't have the energy at the time. I was just so tired. And Julianne said to me, "Come, or I'm going to kick you up the backside." That's what she said to me. I won't say it. She said, "You come here, or I'm going to give you one up the backside." So I said, "All right, I'll do it. I'll see how I go. Go for a day or 2 days. If it doesn't last, I'll go home."
Yeah.
That was the worst case scenario. Got there, loved it. I didn't want to leave. So what happened, I came home. I got home after a week of being there. And I think it was the first 2 days I was home. Before I went back to work, I booked, and I was there at the end of the year. I spent nearly 3 months there. Yep.
Wow.
So I lived at the temple. I worked at the temple. On and off. I was there during the week, and I'd go into town on the weekend. I'll never forget, there was a monk. He was my age. He was 36 at the time. And he gave me some tips on how to get through this, you know. And
some of my listeners might not know what a monk is.
A monk? So he was a Buddhist monk in Thailand. He lived at the temple that I was working at. So
actually, I'm not even sure I know myself. I know what a monk is. I know them. But are they church elders? Are they priests?
Okay. So they're not quite as high as a priest in the Catholic or the Christian sense. Monks like to they meditate. They pray. They spread peace. Pretty much. I mean, the ones in Thailand, they do it for different reasons. They go out and they become a monk. Some, for example, this one here, he was there because he was a kickboxer, and he injured someone quite badly in the ring, and he unfortunately the person he was fighting died from his injuries, and he decided that was it for him. He was going to become a monk for the rest of his life. I don't know if he still is, but at the time that was his way of getting through what he was what he was dealing with.
Okay.
But monks do it for different reasons. Some just want to spend that time out in nature by themselves and just meditate for their life. That's what they want to do. There are people higher above them that teach the meditation and the praying. They obviously very well respected in the Thai community, and not only Thailand. You have Buddhism in Vietnam, Nepal. There's many parts of India that they practice Buddhism all over the world now. But many people do it for different reasons. And for me personally, it was more for just healing. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, just clearing your mind.
Yes. And that's what, for me, it was good for clearing my mind. And like I said, he gave me some pointers on how to get through this hard period. And part of it was moving on. I used to live in Fremantle before. When I was married, that's where I was living. And I tried to stay there, but obviously been through what we'd been through. We lived in that house for 10 years. before she passed
Together,
away.
yes.
So yeah, it was hard. So moving out of there was the best thing.
And that's when you decided to move here.
Correct. Yes. So I moved to this area because my family are around, and we've always been close since we were kids, and very close with mum and dad still, and get to keep an eye on them, even though I'm not here that much anymore.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Faranda. This is touching, but at the same time, it shows us that no matter what the hurdles life throws you at, you still have to keep your head high and soldier on. Yeah,
if I can give any advice to people going through a hard time, I know, I'm not going to talk about what we do, but you go through some hard days, and sometimes you do feel like you don't want to get up, but you just got to get through that period. And when you do, I mean, I tell people now, people say, oh, you always look happy all the time. And I say, when I wake up in the morning and I see this
beautiful sun,
we are lucky,
sky,
we should be happy. I know things, people got different reasons for being down.
Someone is lying on
talk to someone. Talk to someone.
Yeah.
There's always someone out there that can help you. Even if they can make you laugh.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Thank you. So, did you marry after your first wife, or?
So no, I never remarried. I had a long relationship for 7.5 years, but for me it was hard. I mean, it was never really the same.
Yeah.
As much as I loved my ex, she was a great woman. It was just hard, we both wanted different things in life.
Yeah.
We're at different periods of our life, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But in the last few years, I've just kept doing what I like to do, and just travelling, and just seeing different parts of the world that I haven't seen. I mean. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your plan now after? I know you are working, and you have maybe more years to push working, and then I see you've got a beautiful house.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does it never cross your mind to say, okay, I need a partner here?
No, I don't know. I don't really plan anything, Nicoleko.
Okay, fair enough.
No. Some people go out looking for things. I'm not that kind of person. After what I've been through, I kind of just let life come to me.
Let things flow.
I wake up every day, and if I want to do something, I'll do it. Yeah. If I decide next week I want to do something, I'll plan it for next week, and I'll do it. If that person comes along, I'll be happy. If they don't, then that's life. I mean, we were born on this earth alone, with just our mother gave birth to us. And
thank you. For most of my viewers here, the most important thing for us, and the reason why actually I opened this channel, was our retirement plans. When we're no longer working, what do you have in store? What are your plans?
So my plans, when I retire, hopefully not that long.
I don't know. As long as you're willing to work,
I have a soft spot for Thailand. Like I said, I've been there before. I went there with my late wife. Travelled there. She loved it there. I loved it. Been there for my healing after she passed away. Now I spend a lot of time there. I still do some volunteer work now with elephants when I go.
Oh, yeah. That's why you've got. By the way, people, please go and check out Paul's YouTube page. It's amazing. Nice stuff. He does nice travel vlogs. What's the name of your page? Please tell our viewers.
Yeah, if you get the opportunity, check out Chicharoo. CHEECHAROO. Chicharoo.
Okay, people. I'll try and put a link to his YouTube page on the comment section. I'll put a link to his YouTube page. Please go and check out Paul's page.
Yeah, you'll see some of the little adventures that I get up to over the last few years. But it's interesting. Some of it's interesting. Some of it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But you'll get what I mean.
Okay, I disturbed you while you were telling us about your plan.
So my plan, hopefully, if everything works out, health permitting, I'll be retiring in Thailand at some point.
Right. What will you do in Thailand? People will be like, what? Thailand. Why is he going to Thailand, leaving the great nation, Australia?
Yeah, look, at the moment, a lot of the volunteer work that I do, helping my friends, I enjoy. So that would probably be the first thing. Obviously, if I'm going to stay there long term, I need to have some sort of investment or just income or hobby.
Hobby,
if you want to call it that, while I'm there. So that's something I haven't planned yet, Nicoleko. I will get there. Once I get to that point where I know that's what I'm going to be doing and I'm going to be spending that time there, I will find out what I'm going to do.
So what will be your source of income then?
Oh, that's a big question.
Not a difficult question.
Maybe I'll have to rent this house out.
Okay, yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that do that. There's people living over there. I've actually made contact with a lot of people. A lot of networking since I've been going there, and I've met people that have actually done that. They've rented their house out. Living over in Thailand's a lot cheaper than here, obviously, as you'd probably be aware. Fortunately for us, we're in a place where we can make a lot of money if we want to. If you're smart about it, you can, and that's what I would probably look at doing.
There's a very important point that Mr. Paul has raised here. Paul has raised living in Thailand is way affordable than Australia, especially at retirement. Like I always say, Australia is good for the working class, but once you retire, then you need to downsize a lot.
That's right.
And that's why people prefer to move to some other places, and Paul has chosen Thailand is looking at options maybe to move there and settle down there and just establish some hobby or some income generating project that he will do while he's there.
Yeah, look, I've got friends in Thailand that will help me with that. Like, there's options that we have, restaurants, coffee shops. So coffee shops are a very growing industry over there at the moment, and they're getting bigger and bigger. That was something that I would look at, but obviously we have to invest as foreigners. We have to invest with another person and a Thai person.
Yep.
So yeah, look, it's something that I will look at down the track, but it's at the moment probably too short term.
Okay, people, I hope you are inspired. Here we are with Paul, pure Aussie, an Australian, 100%. No doubt about it.
He doesn't look it, but he is.
No doubt about it. And if you are not inspired by this, I don't know what will inspire you. Especially, I'm talking about my African brothers, to say in Africa and Thailand, they're almost the same economies. You know, if you don't encourage to invest back home, to retire back home, I give up. I don't know what will inspire you, but anyway, this is personal choices, but we are giving each other options and giving each other knowledge and insight into the fact that at retirement, the life we are leading now might not be the same. You have to take that into account. If you want to retire here, just know that it's expensive, and you will have to downsize, and you will have to, some of your hobbies and activities, you have to just flush them down the drain. Okay, thank you, Paul. Is there anything that you'd like to share with my subscribers before we end this video?
No, I just want to say thanks for letting me share my story, and I haven't really shared it with a lot of people. The people closest to me have heard it, but it's good to get it out, and a lot of people ask, and I never really have wanted to talk about it that much, but it's good to do it in this sort of environment. But Nicoleko is very good here, and love his channel, so keep supporting him, and hopefully you can get on there and support mine as well for me.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, people. Catch up on the next video. Please subscribe to the Lion of Zim, subscribe to Chechero. Go check his channel. Please subscribe in numbers. All Lion of Zim subscribers, please subscribe to his channel. Let's grow his channel. Let's get him to that 1,000 mark. Thank you very much for watching, and keep watching these videos. We will try our level best to keep bringing you inspiring content. Bye.
Thanks, guys.